Amanda Lutvey.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Just As Planned TV show and podcast. My name is Amanda Lutvey. I'm from Marry Me Amanda. I think you all know that by this stage of the season. I'm one of the hosts of this amazing podcast, and today I am thrilled to be joined by Laural from I Do Music Agency. Laural is a musician who's worked in professional singing for almost 20 years, and having heard you sing, I've got to say, amazing. You're amazing voice. Amazing voice.
Thank you so much.
And she sings with her husband Mark in a duo. They also own I Do Music Agency, specialising in finding perfect music and entertainment specifically for weddings, which is really cool. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for that intro. It was very nice, actually. It got me blushing over here. Thank you.
I love it. But look, let's start with your career and how you come to found this agency and what it is you guys specialise in and do.
Yes. All right. I'll try keep this really short because there's obviously it's been a long road to get here. Yeah. So my mum is a singer, so I actually grew up sort of watching her sing in bands, and from a very early age, I was singing at the country music club and writing music and just performing my whole sort of teen years. I've got a twin sister back in New Zealand, so we were singing together. So it's always been a massive part of my life. And then I met my husband, who's a musician too. So it's just been this really, I guess, cool experience for us. We've got a lot of music in our household. We perform all the time. So it's just, music has just been one of those passions for me. It was definitely always going to be in my life in some way, but it's been really cool that I have been able to create a career out of it. Maybe not like the pop star career I thought, but I get to play music, most weekends live, which is really cool. So the way that this agency came about was my sister was actually coming to Noosa to get married. So I'm on the Gold Coast, originally from New Zealand. So she was coming to do destination wedding, and she let me sort of, take the reins with the music. I thought, I've got this, leave it with me. And I was actually really surprised at how difficult it was for me to find either a niched down agency that specialized in wedding music or just trying to get the right sort of artist for what she was looking for. It just actually was quite challenging. There are great musicians out there, but I just didn't really find like a hub with what I was looking for. So that was how the agency came about, which is probably in the wedding industry for most of us. We probably plan our own wedding or something happens and something lights a fire within us when we are a part of a wedding and we're like, oh, I'm going to start a business. So yeah, I had a challenge trying to find that music for her, and the idea just popped into my mind, and we're about 14 months, down the road now from when we first opened, and it's been really great. I'm loving it. It's been a slow start, but we've actually just booked our 30th wedding, which is really cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
what?
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really stoked and I absolutely love it. So there you go. In a nutshell, that's
in a nutshell. That's what you do. Yeah. So you have on your books musicians and DJs and all kinds of
Yes. So sorry, my husband and I do a lot of the weddings ourselves, but I sort of found a really amazing small group of artists that we work with, that we place with couples. So mainly solo and duos. And we do like to create that full day package where a lot of our musicians can DJ as well, which is just so great. So you can have someone come and take care of the whole day. So we work with some DJs and some bands, but we're sort of mainly the solo and the duo artists and the DJs.
Yeah, which is beautiful for a wedding. I just love that. So look, let's dive into music at weddings. Okay. So big topic, open the can of worms. But look, as a couple getting married, where do you start when it comes to wedding music?
Yes. Well, there's so many options, and I think you can really have live music, throughout the whole day, or you can just pick one or two places. So what we are doing mainly are full day packages. So I'll start with that full day. So you would have live music when your guests are arriving at the ceremony location, which is so nice. It's that, creating that ambience. Quite often we're playing romantic love songs. So it's just getting everyone in that mood for a wedding. And then you can have your live music during the ceremony. So those key songs that are so important in your big day. So walking down the aisle, and then we can play during the signing of the documents, and then also that exit song, that celebration moment. And then we can go into playing over canapes. So you're off taking photos, again, creating that really cool atmosphere, picking up I guess the pace of the music, creating a bit more of a party atmosphere. And then
Mm,
over you can either have, again, more live music or going into that DJ. So having a nice dinner playlist, and then from first dance, we then go into the party of the evening and have the dance floor pumping all night. So that would be your full day. And like I
yeah.
said, quite often you will find a lot of musicians that can do the whole thing, which is great.
Mm,
Now, you can also just have a few, I guess, ceremony is a really special, I mean, it's the moment, right? So if you can
totally.
put live music over your ceremony, it really can elevate the moment. So Amanda, I know you are a fan of live music over ceremony. If that,
100%.
yeah. So obviously you want to get a good musician and having those ceremony songs played live by someone that can really create that magic, it's just so incredible. And then I think for me, if you can pick and choose to have music anywhere, your ceremony would be a really big one, and then having your DJ at the end of the night, because
Mm,
that's when we're really obviously it's almost like these chapters throughout the day. So
yeah.
when we come to the party of the night, having a DJ to really change into that party atmosphere. You've got the lights, you've got someone really taking charge of the dance floor. If they're a good DJ, they're going to be able to really read the room, read the crowd, keep everyone
Yeah.
on the dance floor. And it's just making the day so memorable with that music, with the live music for sure.
Oh, it so is. I know, as a celebrant, I've always said to my couples, if you can afford to push to live music, the ceremony with live music is something else. It really elevates
Yeah.
the experience. And it's that, as you said, it's creating those moments, and that's the magic. It's so magical.
Yes. And you know something else that we do that is so incredible? We actually work with a few violinists. So we have,
Yes.
oh my gosh, and this, if you can do it, guys, go all in. So strings over ceremony, and your guests will just be absolutely blown away. And then you have your live musician for canapes. So then we're going into, cool, funky live music tunes, and then hopefully that musician can then DJ over the dinner. That for me,
Yes.
like the ultimate.
Yeah.
But I'm getting all excited over here.
I get so excited. And look, and I worked with your husband Mark recently at a wedding, and they did that. They had
Yes.
the violin during the
With Madeline,
ceremony, and
yeah.
then yeah, who was exceptional,
Yes. Oh,
exceptional.
good.
She
Yeah,
was
she's amazing.
incredible.
Yeah.
And then Mark came on and DJ'd the evening away, and I
Yeah.
emceed that one. And it's,
Yeah.
as an MC, like being able to work in with the musician for the key moments. Hey, we're going to move to first dance. We're going to, and he was just there on time. Like
Yeah.
the vibe was right from the first moment. It's, oh, can't
So
even
good.
speak. Can't even, yeah, it's
Yay.
amazing. So tell me, where does budget come in? Like, how do
Yeah.
you work with your couples to work out what they're going to be able to afford and what's the
Yeah.
best fit for them?
So, again, obviously, weddings are very expensive. So, I feel like for us, we're actually at a really good price point because there's that wedding tax, right? People can just charge so much money. And then you also want to make sure you're getting quality as well. So it's like, how do you
Yeah,
fit this into your day? So like I said, you can go full day package. And again, it depends on who you're using. Do you want me to throw some numbers out there for price so we can let people
sure.
know?
Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we are pretty reasonably priced. So we do
Mm,
a full day package. So that's live music from the pre ceremony all the way to the very, very last song. So musician and DJ for $2,000, which I think is pretty good.
that's really good.
Yes, I feel like I wanted to be able to create a really special live music experience for people, but not be, you know,
Yeah,
unattainable
yeah.
because weddings are so expensive. But you don't have to that's a full day. So generally when you do a full day, it's gonna be a little bit cheaper. But you can also, if you're just wanting a DJ, towards the end of the night, which again will really elevate that reception part of your evening.
Totally.
changes the whole vibe. Like I said, DJ booth, you've got the lights, you've got, if you need any sort of microphones, PAs, generally they come with all that stuff as well. And you're looking sort of around $1,000 for your DJ. So, and
Mm.
again, just want ceremony, you're probably looking similar, sort of $1,000 for just that ceremony, 850 to
Yeah.
$1,000. That's our
Yeah.
prices, but I think that's sort of in the middle. So you're going to get maybe
Yeah.
someone that's cheaper, maybe not quite as experienced, or maybe they, who knows? And then you're going to get people that just whack on that wedding tax, and yeah, each to their own. But that, I think
Yeah.
that's pretty realistic. So if you can do the full day, and then I send our package prices off to people, but I think as a couple and someone in the industry, if it's not something that you can afford, or I just think just ask. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, for me personally, because I
Yeah.
know my musicians want to be working, we want to be working. So hopefully, if you're on the Gold Coast, reach out and I can help you with where we can put music. But I always say you just don't know unless you ask, and hopefully we can, create that magic for someone that maybe doesn't have the biggest budget. But
Totally.
yeah, that's sort of the ballpark of where you're sitting.
Yeah. And it's great if you can get to the point where you're having those conversations. I find, sometimes people planning their weddings are sending off inquiries to a bunch of people.
Mm,
And as a vendor, we
yeah.
love it if you just have the opportunity to have a conversation with us. And, if we are sitting a little bit high, or we're not quite meeting, the package doesn't quite meet what you thought,
Yeah.
have that chat, because we're
Yeah.
all pretty open, right?
Well, as a small business, I think so. That's me personally, and obviously, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think people should sell themselves short, but I just feel like, if it's, or even like creating a payment plan. I've got a bride that's paying her music off, and she's getting married next September, and we've created something that works for her, and
Brilliant.
because she really wanted it. It wasn't in the budget, but we're making it work by paying, installments. So there's so
Yeah.
many options out there. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So from your point of view as musicians, what's your favorite part of the wedding day? When
Oh,
you're there, seeing people get
ceremony.
married, the ceremony?
I'm terrible. Sometimes I've talked to my husband about being a celebrant, but I couldn't do it. I'd just cry the whole time. I Because I talk to our couples on the phone, but I've never really met them. So often the first time I'm seeing them is them walking down the aisle, and I'm trying my best not to cry. My husband's the same. It's just so beautiful. I just pinch myself that I get to do this and be part of these most special moments in people's lives. It's so incredible. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love the ceremony, and I also really love the first dance moment too. Yeah. I'm just, yeah, hopeless romantic over here.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's funny, I had a wedding on the weekend. I've got one tomorrow and one this weekend. So it's a funny wedding season, pre-winter for me.
Yeah.
And it's my first really big one. I've only been doing this for 2 years. But
Really?
yeah, I've only been doing
What?
weddings. Today is actually, believe it or not, the anniversary of my first wedding.
Oh
So I'm
my
very
gosh,
excited.
I
It's
was
their
like,
2-year
season pro
anniversary.
over here. Wow, you're just where you're meant to be. You're so wonderful and great. Oh, how
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it. I
wonderful.
absolutely love it. Like you find your thing, and it's
Yeah.
like we fall into doing what we're absolutely meant to do, and I just love it. But
Oh.
but I nearly cry in personal vows every single time, and I've read them, so
Oh my gosh,
I
it's that
totally understand that.
it's the moment. Oh my gosh. The pressure too to pull it together. Pull it together, Amanda.
Like, come on, come on.
Oh, so
But
good.
it's that those special moments in the ceremony, and if you can really highlight them with some beautiful music, oh my
Oh,
God, I just
yeah,
yes,
it's
gives me
amazing.
goosebumps every time.
I
So
love it.
so I wanna ask you, and I hate asking this because it feels a bit kind of trending to ask what's trending, but what are you
Ooh.
seeing in music at the moment for people's like, how do you actually choose the right songs? Do you ask
Yeah.
questions of your couples? Like, how do you do
Well,
that?
so most of the time, our brides and grooms, well, because the brides are typically are choosing the aisle song, they are picking something that is special to their relationship.
Mm,
And but we do have I guess a group of songs that are really popular. So Can't Help Falling in Love is definitely a big one.
yeah.
1,000 Years is a big one. I Get to Love You is a big one. There's these songs that we quite often see a lot, but it is a very difficult, it can be super challenging if there's nothing jumping out at you.
Yeah.
What we do is we actually have, because if we're playing them live too, we do have like a set list of our ceremony songs. So what we'll do is we'll send them off and hope there's something in there that they might, something jumps out at them. But there's lots of ways you can choose. So I always say to our brides or grooms, if you can pick something that is special or unique to your love story, do that. If you can't, if there's nothing that's jumping out, then let's go a little bit broader. Let's go into, romantic love songs, those typical wedding songs. You can actually Google wedding
Yeah.
ceremony. There's so
Right.
many playlists and set lists out there. If nothing's jumping out, then we still send our set list too, and maybe they'll see something in there. We haven't really had any issues with someone not being able to pick something. People can generally find something, but we
Yeah.
sometimes we don't have to help at all. And then sometimes I've got Spotify playlists I send to people, and then the other thing is it's the timing of the song too. So if anyone out
Mm.
there is actually not doing live music and just has because sometimes we don't actually sing the ceremony songs live. They want the recorded version, which I think is actually really beautiful too, because you know how it
Mm.
feels, you know how it sounds. Because when you have a musician playing it, maybe you don't recognize it the way that you do if it's a really special song, really unique to
Mm.
your relationship. So
Mm.
so what it is, we want to get that really either a big moment or a heartfelt moment where we see, you know, the bride appear. The timing, I think, is really important as well. So it's not just hitting play on your playlist, mapping out the walk. How many bridesmaids do we need to have? A bridesmaid song and a bride song. There's lots of
Yeah.
different variations of getting that song, nailing the timing as well. So,
Yeah.
but when in
100%.
doubt, yeah, Google your wedding playlists, your ceremony aisle song
Mm.
inspirations. There's lots of options out there on Google.
And then obviously, so that's a big moment walking down the aisle. Walking out as, the celebrant pronouncing you Mr. and Mrs., the confetti toss, all of that, that has to be a good song as well, doesn't it? So,
Yes.
yeah.
So we've gone, love songs. It's all about the romance. And now it's like, let's get into the party. So that moment should be a big celebration song. We do quite often You Make My Dreams Come True, which is
Oh, I
really a
love
really
that.
fun one. We do Signed, Sealed, Delivered or the celebration songs. Those like very generic songs, but they're always so fun. But yeah, that
Yeah.
should definitely be uplifting, positive, upbeat, bit faster, you know. It's that
Yeah.
changing into the next chapter of the
As you
day.
said, getting that party started, you really want, and
Yeah.
that's the moment where everyone's cheering and it's like, woohoo, we actually did this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
And the,
awesome.
and the cool thing about with the live music, we've got if you are doing live, then you don't have to worry about someone hitting play on a playlist or something going wrong with the sound. Everything's taken care of. They're arriving with their PA, their sound system. They
Yeah.
can keep playing the intro or so, they can sort of extend where they need to get the timing right. And then
Mm.
also at the end of the ceremony, when everyone's having their hugs and that celebratory moment where we're mingling and group photos, you've got live music in the background, so it's just really elevating the whole feel of that ceremony experience. It's
Yeah,
super
I love
special.
that. Absolutely
Mm.
love it. So look, like a lot of wedding businesses, you're a small business owner, you're a mum, and to add to the mix of that, you work with your hubby, which I take my hat off.
I know. I did say to you before, I don't know how we're all still like living together. Yeah.
Yeah, but look, how do you do it? How do you find balance in amongst the craziness of toddler
Yeah.
life and everything else?
Can I say I don't?
Yeah,
I'm going crazy. My daughter
100%.
is just so she's 2, just 2, almost 2 and a half. So, but she's just a mummy's girl. So quite often, and my couples won't know this, but I can't get away from her. She's just always has to be around me. So quite often I'm standing in the corner holding my laptop, typing back to my brides because she wants to play with my laptop. It's definitely a challenging time. She goes
Mm,
to daycare 2 days a week, so I do all my admin. That's how we're having this very peaceful conversation right now. But I'm lucky because obviously, and as you would know, weddings, they are generally on a Saturday or Sunday. For
yeah.
us, there is a bit of admin, not a lot. Our main thing is learning the songs, creating the playlist. So we just do all of that after hours when my daughter's asleep. We really just work around her naps, and it's not glamorous. It is what it is. So I think if she was school age, it'd be much easier. But she's 2, and I just think, man, how did I had my daughter, and then I decided to open a business. I'm like, what is wrong with me? But we make it work, and it
Crazy.
makes us stronger. So yeah, I'm lucky in the sense that I don't need to be sitting at a desk all day long. I get my emails sent out, try and do some marketing, do the odd post here and there. And Mark and I are just we've got a little studio set up, so we do our practice after dark and get ready for
I
those,
love that.
weddings. Yeah. So it's just chaos, Amanda. It's chaos.
And you know what? I think, all of us working mums totally understand. My baby just turned 15, so it does go really quick. I say to all young mums, try and enjoy. I know. I remember people saying that to me and me going, what the hell? It's so hard, but I promise it gets easier.
It's still hard. Okay, good. Far out. This is different. If anyone's got toddlers out there, I mean, and more than one, I don't know how you do it. It's challenging, but we love them.
Yeah. 100%, we do love them. So look, so tell me, how do people get in touch with you? Where's the best way to kind of find you guys and work out if they want to work with you?
So obviously we have our website, which is idomusicagency.com. So the name says it all. Wedding specialists. We specialize in just wedding music. So on there, you can actually go through and look at all of our amazing artists. You can go and read their bio, listen to some videos. And then, of course, on Instagram is sort of where we are mainly uploading the footage from our beautiful weddings we're a part of. So that's just I Do Music Agency. And so that's where I mainly hang out. I'm not on TikTok, or we're on Facebook as well, but that's mainly where you'll find us.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I think that's been such a valuable chat. And I just think,
My pleasure.
as we've kind of said, I'm a huge fan as a celebrant of live music during a ceremony. If you can afford to get that happening, have a chat to Laural and Mark, because it really does elevate the whole experience. And it's the one thing I think you can leave some of the wedding favors off, but if you can have live music, it'll make the day.
It does. Thank you. And I just will say really quickly, because obviously we're Gold Coast based, but we go from Byron all the way up to Sunshine Coast. But if you do go on our website, you can just click on the packages and you can have a look to get an idea where you can put live music. So if you aren't in that area, just if you want, if you're just curious, I have all of the packages sort of spelled out where you can see, okay, so ceremony, this is what it would look like. Or so you can just get an idea of where you can put music for your day if you're looking outside of this area, or looking at, a musician you've seen at the pub who you really like. Because that's sometimes we play other gigs at the casino and different events, and people come up to us and go, oh, do you do weddings? So that's another great way to find musicians. Just keep your ear out when you're at these restaurants and bars. You just never know who you're going to bump into. Yeah. Just 100%. Ask them, because they'll do it.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I think I love, though, that your agency actually specializes in weddings, because it's, as you said, it can be hard to find the perfect fit.
There is something about musicians, and my husband is like this. Luckily, I'm not. But creative people generally can be a bit like up in the air and a bit flowy. Like their organization skills cannot be the best. He says that. I'm not being. He will say that, and that is true. That's the one thing I find. Sometimes musicians, they can just be a bit difficult to lock things in, or a bit airy-fairy. So when you work with an agency, there's that security in knowing if anything goes wrong, we've got backup options too. And there are, so that's the benefit in going with an agency. You are safe. You're not going to get there on the day and there's no music.
No one's going to do
up. Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah. No, I love that. Thank you so much. Really valuable chat. And I hope that I get to work with you guys again soon, because
I'm sure
love
we
will.
Thank you, Amanda. Thanks for having me on. It's been a great chat.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Just As Planned Weddings podcast. Please like and subscribe to let us know that you want more videos just like this one. And of course, please follow us on our socials at Just As Planned Wedding on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube for more expert insights to help your wedding go just as planned.